What's up, everybody? Welcome to 4x4 Wrestling here on Smores Indoors. No intro tonight because I forgot to load it before the show started. And I'm Corey here with Jonathan. And Jonathan, Wrestlemania is back in front of a live crowd. Wrestling is back with fans. What's your overall thoughts on at least that part of the night?
That was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
It is different. It's good to see people back though. Even good to see that goof with the green shirt in the front row back.
Yeah.
How he gets that seat every time, I'll never know. But
there's people like that. Even that stupid clown guy that Noelle Foley's dating.
Yeah.
Or was dating or whatever. How do you first of all, what do you do for a living? That you can travel every week to these events and pay through the nose. What do you think those tickets cost? Front row.
Oh God, a lot. I'm not sure exactly, but
that ain't the main
be a lot.
Something I'll bring up here.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll break in with that as soon as that comes through. Steak Sauce and Dan will probably be joining us a little bit later after the main event. One thing I want to mention, it was kind of cool. Start of the show, Vince came out and welcome back the fans. And in one of the most fitting scenes I've ever seen in wrestling, he said, the one thing that was missing the past year were the fans. And they cut to a guy with no teeth in the crowd. Not no
Thank
teeth.
You, Vince.
He definitely had a tooth missing. I'm like, that's fitting for a wrestling show. But no stupid chance to. I hate to say that because I'm a wrestling fan, but I get tired of that WrestleMania crowd, if that makes sense.
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. Like the holy shit and the this is awesome.
And like grown men crying. The
whole this is awesome thing is like way overdone.
Oh yeah. For sure. But I don't know. I didn't hear much of that tonight, so that was a good thing. So the first, I guess, event of the night was a 35-minute delay due to rain and lightning.
And you could tell they threw that together, like all those backstage interviews and stuff. They threw that together quick.
The one thing that stood out about that was, and I don't know if you caught this, I know you said you missed a little at the beginning, was Drew did like a weather-based, like the weather was trying to take his WrestleMania moment away, which I thought was pretty good on the fly. Some kind of promo he did.
Yeah.
He was good.
The right guy won that match, though.
Yeah.
This time he did.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. Of course, we're brought in by the hosts, Titus O'Neil, Hulk Hogan, and pretty much a pointless intro. And then we went right into it. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Let's see. I thought it was funny, Drew comes out, holds the sword up right after we had a lightning storm. That was probably not a wise move, but he was okay.
How epic of a WrestleMania moment is that if Drew McIntyre gets hit by lightning?
Oh, God, yeah. I'm like, that we'd have another delay.
There's his WrestleMania moment right there.
Would that be worse than the Owen Hart fall, you think?
I was going to say, well, WWE didn't have anything to do with that, but maybe.
Yeah. Bruce Bobby Lashley wins the match with the hurt lock. Kind of referee decision. Drew didn't tap out, but he kind of did the whole passed out thing.
It's a good way to get there. It's a good way to book that. Like, you don't hurt Drew. He looks strong.
Right.
I hate it that Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania moment came at the WrestleMania with no fans because he deserves it.
I do too. I think, he'll have another opportunity down the road. He had a hell of a moment at Rumble last year.
Yeah.
So that kind of helps, I guess.
I also like how they're protecting him too. Like, yeah, he's in this feud with Lashley, but like he lost to him, but he looks strong. They got the title off. I don't know why they fucking took the title off of him if they were going to do this finish off of McIntyre.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's because they thought they couldn't have Miz eat a pin to Bad Bunny if he had the money in the bank.
That's true. Yeah, they had to get that money in the bank off him, so It is what it is, I guess. I thought these guys got a good amount of time. The match was kind of sloppy at times, in my opinion. Yeah. But, okay match for two big guys. And I don't know. To me, it was not the greatest, match to start a show. And you wanted to talk about, a championship match starting the show. I know
that kills it, man. There's always been, every time they've had a brand split, there's been a distinctive secondary belt. And there's been the top belt. And it just depended on whichever show was bigger, right?
Yeah.
And when you put the secondary belt as it is right now, the WWE Championship, on first, you diminish its quality.
Yeah. Jess, Macho's been dead for years. Hate to break your
damn,
spirits.
brother. Oh, yeah.
So from there, we had a little backstage segment with the NWO and Titus O'Neil and Bayley, which was like a cringe fest if I've ever seen one.
Oh my God. Does it feel like, okay, sorry, not to to jump off topic, I guess, but all that crap. All right, so I'll bring this up later too. Mania being 2 nights is fucking weird, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But does it feel like to you they didn't really have enough for 2 nights? And
yeah,
they're just stretching and pulling. We can make this 2 nights, but not really.
It's hard for me to say this because I don't watch the show weekly, just for the fact of time, and it's just hard to watch. But I feel like there wasn't much build in most of these matches.
No, nothing feels special anymore, man.
No.
And it hasn't. It hasn't for a couple of years, but really this year, it kind of felt like it. What's up, Scatterbrain?
What's up? Yeah, I'll go ahead and make the point I was kind of hinting around to before we started the show. So we're back with fans.
Yeah.
Live arena. It's WrestleMania. I still felt like something was missing, and I don't know what it was, but it felt like there was something missing.
I think it's the setup, man. I think nothing feels special because you're like, oh, what about night 2? Is night 2 going to be the go home show? Is that the big event? Is this that whole night of matches felt like the pre-show? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Call me, old school or whatever, but WrestleMania was one night. It was one big blow off. You were so excited for everything on that card. It wasn't about getting everybody on.
I think they could make the 2 night thing work, but they've got to really have some special stuff for both nights.
I can't believe they stretched NXT out to 2 nights.
No, that was stupid.
Because I would say that the way to make 2 nights work is one big NXT Saturday and then WrestleMania Sunday. If you want to have, and let them use the WrestleMania stage and the up and everything. Do the whole thing. Do it just like you were going to do it, but keep your important matches on Sunday. Make the whole card must see.
Right.
You could have trimmed 3 or 4 matches easy, just like that.
Yeah.
And everything would feel like it had some gravitas to it.
That is true. So our next match, this was hard to follow in terms of taking notes. We had a tag team turmoil match with the women's tag teams, and with the winning team taking on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler tomorrow night for the tag team titles.
That was so stupid.
Yeah. I want to get Jake's comment here real quick. Tonight was way better than expected to be. Not a bad match, really. Yeah. The matches were okay.
It's just that feeling of importance is missing. I don't know what it is. It's just, I hate that it's going to be a thing now, that it's going to be 2, because once they've done it, they won't not do it.
Right. Why not? You're making money both nights, so why would you not do that? So.
Oh, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. It's just no going back.
Yeah. So in this turmoil match, we started out with Naomi and Lana versus Carmilla and Billie Kay. Billie Kay got a roll-up win with a little assist from Carmilla on Naomi or Lana. I missed who it was. I was kind of looking away when that happened. So Naomi and Lana are eliminated. In comes the Riot Squad. Ruby hits a senton on Billie Kay to eliminate Carmilla and Billie Kay in that. Following was Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Mandy Rose fell on the ramp on the way down. But let's see. Where am I at here? Liv Morgan did a reverse kind of cover on Dana Brooke. Kind of rolled her up on a reverse of a pinfall cover, and the Riot Squad eliminated Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. And then out came Natalya and Tamina, and Tamina hits the Superfly splash poorly on Ruby Riott for Natalya and Tamina to move on to night 2. And Jake, as Jake said, nip slips as well. So
yes, blacked out on the broadcast, weren't they?
I don't know. I missed it. So, and what was this? Yeah, I mean, we're 4 world ties between the men and women. You kind of have 2 nights.
No, it doesn't. It's 4 matches.
Yeah. You know, back in the day, like the early WrestleManias had like 15, 16 matches. Some of them were just like 5 minutes long. So
yeah, and a lot of these were like, a lot of these didn't deserve more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Jake says those nip slips were blurred. Yeah, I'm sure they have some delay going, so they're able to do that. I heard a couple foul words bleeped as well. So this match was what it was. Really, probably the worst one, as Jake said to me on the night so far. So, any updates on the main event there? Anything going on?
It's still going. I got it rolling back here. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad match.
Cool. All right, so
sorry.
I guess this was probably for me the match of the night: Seth Rollins versus Cesaro.
Oh, without a question.
Which everyone figured it would probably steal the show, but I don't think it stole the show.
No, it's just clearly the best match of the evening.
Yeah. The match kind of wrapped up. It was a little back and forth between those 2 guys. The match kind of wrapped up with Cesaro kind of reversing a stomp by Rollins into an uppercut. Then he pulled off the UFO airplane spin, the no-handed airplane
which was cool.
Spin. Yeah. Dropped Rollins down for 23 swings and the Gotch neutralizer to get the win. Couple notes I had here. It was a great spotlight for Cesaro to win a WrestleMania match. That's a dude that's like, I feel like his whole career there has been on one level. He's never like been able to rise.
Everybody's always wanted him to go to the top, and he just won't.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why is that swing over?
I don't know. It's like playground shit, you know. I think maybe that's why it's over with like young people.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to do to your buddy in the backyard, right? Like,
yeah. Right. I'm sure a lot of kids have gotten that the last few years at school.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it doesn't look like it does anything, which is what I don't get. Like, that UFO spin's way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, make that the thing. How many times can you spin that dude without holding your hands up?
Right.
But I mean, you know what? I'm the idiot because the swing's over. So
no, there's always things like that I'm the same way. I'm like, what? You know why?
Not saying I don't love, like, Cesaro's great, and he is jacked.
Yeah.
Like, there was one time he was flexing. I'm like, he looks like that. Like, you open a textbook and it's just like the muscle outline of a person. Like, you can see the fibers in that dude. Like, he is jacked.
The other little note I had about that match: fucking Seth Rollins is flawless in everything he does.
He's good, dude. And how awesome is it to, like, the curb stomp? that is like the coolest reversal move ever. Like,
Yeah.
it's anytime that's been reversed, like at Mania, like when Randy hit the RKO off of it, it's also always awesome.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know, he's just pinpoint accurate on everything he does.
Good.
And they did this little thing before the match, I guess, like recently he was talking about being the new Mr. WrestleMania. Dude really is, because he comes out and puts on a show every time.
He does, man. Where's Rollins AJ at Mania? Where's that match?
Yeah.
I want to see that main event within the next couple of years, because AJ's getting older.
Yeah, for sure. That was, I mean, to me, best match of the night. Good win for Cesaro. Hopefully,
I don't see anything tomorrow. I don't see anything tomorrow that's going to go over that.
No, we'll definitely go into that later if hopefully you're still around. But we'll go into what's happening tomorrow and kind of what we're excited for, I guess. So then we got this was an interesting one to me, and I'll tell you why. We had New Day versus AJ and Almas. Am I saying that right? Almas?
I think so.
Or however the fuck you say it.
Old Almost there.
Almas. I don't know.
He almost wrestled. I know that. Like
AJ also on his entrance doing his whatever he does almost fell down as well.
I know.
And they both got a laugh out of that coming down the ramp. This match had some great psychology in the fact that the New Days were almost playing the heels, trying to keep AJ away from his corner.
Yep.
So it was kind of like the reverse heel thing from them. And then, man, when that dude got tagged in finally, he got a hell of a pop, I thought.
He did. Well, they played it right. Like, they made us wait pretty much the entire match. And, of course, like, we're all talking in the chat, like, can he even like move correctly, or is it going to be a great Khali situation? I think he's definitely better than Khali. Like, I'll give that, but he's got to be green. I can't imagine he has.
Yeah, I mean, they used him perfect in this match. We didn't have to see much from him. He did his show of power, and obviously did some kind of little slam to Kofi, and covered him with 1 foot, got the win.
Well, the big move for him was AJ jumped off his shoulders. That's not a good sign. Like, when your big move is somebody jumps off of you.
Right. I like the end shot after the pinfall and the dust to clear with AJ up on his shoulders with both belts.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
What about when Kofi hits the mat, eyes wide open?
Yeah.
That was perfect. Like, you just killed him.
Yeah.
That dude, I could see, like, in the future making him like a legit monster. Like,
like you said, he's got to be green. So, I mean, he did a couple runs into the corners, whatever move he did in the corner. I can't remember now, elbow or something. I mean, he can move pretty fast. So he's definitely, like you said, more mobile than Khali. So
I don't see that whole Khali Giant Gonzalez thing. Like, when they're walking to the ring, you're like, are they going to make it?
Right.
Like, there's not, he looks like a Shaq, really. Like, Shaq was a 7-footer that was nimble, fast, quick. I'm not saying this dude is, but like that does happen. They just don't usually wrestle. Like,
I'm assuming he's probably about Shaq's size. They list him online at 7'3". I don't know if that's the case, but
Hogan's 6'8" too.
Yeah. But he's got to be close to at least 7.
Oh, I'd say for sure, man. Like my wife, who was sitting on the couch, like, she just looked up and she was like, "What? Who the hell is that guy? How tall is he?" Like, that's a good sign, right? Like, anytime, especially putting him with AJ, who's like probably right at 6 foot.
Yeah,
it makes him gigantic. And then they did it right too. Xavier and Kofi, smaller guys. They really played up the giant gimmick. This match is going way longer than I thought it would. Sasha is good. I have to say that.
She is for sure. So we moved on to Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman in a steel cage. As Braun's getting in, he's attacked by Elias and Riker, who I had no clue who that was.
Yeah, me either.
I obviously don't watch enough weekly. So, one thing I thought was cool about this match was the spot where Shane was on the outside of the cage and Braun just kind of ripped the cage apart to pull him back.
I like that spot.
That's never been done, really. So I thought that was kind of a cool.
I was like, that's a good thing. Like, that was cool. You know what that match reminded me of? Do you remember a few years ago, Jericho and Moxley, I guess Dean Ambrose then, had that steel cage match at like one-off pay-per-view? Yeah. And there was weapons at the top of the cage. Right. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. I didn't see no big spot from Shane, really. I mean, there was one, but like we've seen way worse. So
yeah, I'm sure the area in the mat he was thrown off from the top of the cage, kind of did like a flip and did a back bump on the mat. I'm sure that part of the mat was gimmicked.
Yeah.
So had an impressive look to it, but nothing crazy.
I'll say this though, Shane McMahon, he's definitely not a wrestler, but every time that dude has a match, it's something to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Braun came down, did a running power slam for a pin. Here's my thing. Oh. Why the hell?
Main event's over. Sorry.
Oh, well, go for it. Update us on
it. Bianca Belair pins Sasha Banks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm sure. Let us know if Becky hops out. I'm sure she will.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that now. Like Bianca Blair's have. I don't know anything about this Bianca Belair girl.
Yeah, I didn't watch enough of her in NXT to. Like, I had no clue what the EST bullshit was for the longest time, and I guess it's like just the end, like she's the best, the strongest, the fastest.
I don't know. That ponytail's got to go.
Yeah. So
long hair can't be your gimmick. She looks like Jasmine.
Yeah, kind of.
It's over.
Cool. Well, we'll see if Dan and Steak hop in there.
I'm sure Steak has something to say about the Shane McMahon match, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I like Shane McMahon. Put him on every Mania. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we'll definitely get their overall thoughts when they pop in on everything too. Something else I was going to say about Shane and Braun. What was it? Here it is. Why is it sometimes you have to escape the cage and sometimes you can take a pinfall in the cage?
I don't know, because I think, and you know what it is, like the cage match isn't isn't used anymore. Like, they introduced Hell in a Cell and like that was a way better gimmick.
Yeah.
So like the cage match is just whatever now, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's inconsistent. But also, could you see Strowman going out? Like, I just couldn't picture Strowman climbing out of the cage from Shane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's a good point. Also, I miss the old cage. The old big
blue
bar.
One?
Yeah.
Dude, that was the one they used to bring on the house show circuit, like back in the day. I saw Chris Benoit and RVD in a cage match.
Yeah.
With the big blue one.
I saw a Attitude Era. They painted that thing black. So I was at a house show and I saw Undertaker and Kane against Booker T and Test, I think it was. So,
hey Jamie, thank you.
Jamie, good to see you. Jamie's a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
We got Greg. Greg, what's up?
Greg. Oh, Greg.
So I hear we had a rain delay.
Yeah. Hey, they're all popping in now. There's Dan. Dan, what's up?
Everybody?
What's going on, man?
Did you watch the show, Greg? Greg, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Did you watch the show?
No, I just got off work, man.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Dan, I was gonna ask kind of your overall general thoughts of night one.
Well, it kind of makes sense after the previous year and all the chaos that there'd be a little chaos at the beginning.
Yeah.
I really thought, I was like, my God, are they going to like try and do it all tomorrow because the weather kills them? But overall good. I will say I have one major complaint. I mean, it's not major, but it kind of is because it makes no sense. Was the tag team turmoil match?
That's what everybody's big complaint was.
Nobody gives a shit about Tamina and Natalya, and we have to see them twice. I mean, Tamina especially is garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, it just that made no sense.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah. We appreciate it, Jamie.
Not talking horror, Jamie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, Dan, we've kind of gone through up to Shane and Braun, through Shane and Braun. I wanted to backtrack though and see if you had any comments, any standout comments from the stuff before that, though.
Sure. Well, Lashley McIntyre. I love McIntyre. I think it's such a shame last year that he didn't get that big moment.
Yeah.
But you just put the belt on Lashley. They broke up Hurt Business. So I think him losing here kind of kills his momentum. I think he's got to hold the belt till at least SummerSlam. First reign.
Let me ask you this. Me and Corey were talking about this at the beginning. I don't necessarily understand the booking of putting the belt on Miz to eat the pinfall from Lashley if they were just going to have Drew lose pretty much clean at Mania. Like, why not just giving the belt till Mania?
Yeah, so that was
I would have rather seen that.
Yeah, that was just shitty booking. What they could have done, honestly, is just, I get it. They didn't book the Money in the Bank briefcase very well. They haven't the last several times, to be honest. I think that needs to be dropped as a pay-per-view, and I don't know, maybe just do it as a match at Mania again as an attraction. But I would have just had Bad Bunny or cost him that, and because you're right, just let Lashley get the belt at Mania.
So McIntyre did go over Lashley.
No. Lashley went over.
Oh,
Lashley went
really?
over. That's what I'm saying. It didn't make any sense. Like if McIntyre was going to go over, you could say, okay, well, all right, but the same outcome happened. So
yeah, he should have just should have taken the belt off McIntyre here. But I like the match. I thought the match was good.
McIntyre still looks strong too. He didn't tap.
Yeah, no, he looked good.
One thing I was telling Jonathan I thought was funny is, we just come off a lightning delay and McIntyre's holding that sword up in the air, ready to catch some lightning. Other thing I was going to ask you, Dan, because I know you're kind of plugged into wrestling a little bit. It was great to see fans, and I said even that goof in the front row in the green shirt that's always up there up front.
Yeah.
Do you have any insight on how those people always have those same seats?
I believe they are actually, well, they have the hookup, quite frankly. They want them there. They're going to cheer who they want them to cheer, show signs who they want them to show. Just connections. I mean, that's how you get front row seats.
I'd be putting a hot woman right there in the front, not that dude.
Yeah. Better eye candy, but I don't know. He's earned his front spot, I guess.
I kind of wondered about that. Like at the doors, they're letting you in. They're like, you haven't been allowed in here for a year. You better pay attention to the signals on who to cheer for, just like this was the Thunderdome. You want to play ball? You got to play ball if you want to come in.
Did you notice no annoying chants tonight for the most part? There wasn't.
Thank God.
This is awesome.
We got it. This is
awesome.
And we got it. This is awesome when Shane fell off the cage.
Oh, that's true.
So if I'm reading this right, McIntyre and Lashley opened the show?
Yes.
Huh. Who was the main event?
Problem for me.
Main event was Sasha and Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Go figure.
Other thing I said, I was talking about the Rollins and Cesaro match, which to me was the match of the night. Not the show stealer I expected, but it was great and solid. Rollins is just flawless. I mean, everything he does is perfect.
Yeah, that delivered. Holy crap, that corkscrew was beautiful. Just everything about that match. I could see these two wrestle for an hour and they'd make it entertaining.
Yes. Definitely good.
And to update you, Greg, Cesaro went over on Rollins on that.
Yeah, I'm actually reading the results now. Was that the match of the night, or
How is that? Yeah, for sure.
I would say so. Yeah.
I would suspect it would be.
What a travesty! That's his first singles match at Mania.
Yeah.
It took this long.
For
And
Cesaro?
2 nights.
Cesaro, yeah.
That 2 nights thing kills it, but that's beside the point.
Well, you won't have to worry about that next year. I think Triple H already essentially confirmed that it's not. The 2-night thing is not going to be a regular thing anymore. So
I don't know, man. I think it depends on how much money they make this weekend. Because once they do it and make money, there's no way they're not going to do it.
it's also a question, though, when you're at full capacity, can you do that, 60,000 people each night? I don't know. Because it's a weird one for 2 nights, because you're right. There wasn't like special attractions per se, aside from the Bad Bunny, I guess, for kids.
The Bad Bunny thing.
but I was kind of okay with that, to be honest. I didn't need some like BS Goldberg match on this show.
Yeah.
So Almost and AJ Styles are the new Raw Tag Team Champions, I see.
I tell you, we were talking about that, Dan and Greg, and I thought it was kind of cool how they used kind of that heel psychology with the New Day, keeping AJ in their corner, and that's kind of cool reversal of that standard little psychology.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, AJ and Omos are getting the belts because they teased his rival for so long. I mean, again, it's putting the tag titles again on a non-tag team.
Yeah.
So that's still an issue.
That's been their problem for the longest.
Yeah. I mean, I love AJ. There's plenty of other things he can be doing than being in this spot.
Yeah, AJ can do no wrong to me.
I hope that they're working almost up to something, though. Like, I think this is a good way to dip his toe in, because I don't know how green the guy is. I don't know if he's wrestled anywhere before.
He's had 6 matches on NXT house shows. That's it.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to break him in slow, but I feel like they got something there.
They might. He certainly got a pop.
You're gonna have to book him like Goldberg, though, quick and powerful.
Yeah.
Just I want to see that. I know I brought that up a couple times. I want to see that, just this monster that no one can take down, and then just like the year build up to the person that's going to.
I mean, we kind of got the start of that with Braun a few years ago when they pulled him from
exactly
riots, but
well, Braun apparently was going to have like a big year build up against Lars Sullivan before. Well, he's had many issues, but that was a plan at one point. 2 juggernauts on each brand, and then they'd come together for Mania. But you get that. I don't know. Maybe you get it with Omos, but not sure what those two could do together.
I could also see the problem of being like, when you build this undefeatable monster, when he gets defeated, what do you do with him? Right? Like,
no, that's true.
Like, what do you do with him after that? That's his gimmick, is he doesn't get beaten. So,
no, it's destined nowadays, and you also have 3 hours of TV to fill, each week. So you keep seeing that person over and over. They become stale a lot faster if they're just an immobile giant. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, he's at least Strowman level. He can work some matches.
So what big bump did Shane take this time during his and Braun's match?
Not as big as I thought it would have been.
Yeah, he was kind of thrown from the top of the cage down on, like he did a blip and a back bump in the ring. What was cool about that match, I thought, was we talked about this earlier. Shane's on the outside of the cage, and they did something that I've never seen them do. Is like Braun ripped the cage and pulled him back in through the cage. Which
I thought that was a good idea. I thought it was a good way to do that.
There have been some points where you're halfway down and then they magically pull you back up, where it's you could easily get away right at that point. So I kind of like that. I thought that was clever.
I did too, because as he was going down, I'm like, the match isn't over. Like, that would be the worst match ever if it's over right now. But how are they going to get him back in the? Oh, Braun's just going to remove that side of the cage and he's going to pull him in.
Yeah.
How bad would that have sucked? Because I was thinking, did they test that beforehand? We're like, hey, Braun, if we put this many rivets in, can you pull this out? If he couldn't have pulled it, he's like, oh. They had to cut to commercials so they could go in there and cut it.
Bad botch, yeah.
So from that match, we did the Hall of Fame thing. The 2020 inductees came out and did their little wave to the crowd. I'm obviously.
Congrats to Hayden's dad, by the way.
Yeah, Hayden's dad.
It's gonna be a big night in the Cornelius household.
Yeah. So obviously the 2021s will be tomorrow night, I'm guessing. So then we went Miz Morrison versus Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. Any thoughts on Bad Bunny's performance?
Well, he's been training longer than I thought. Yeah, I mean, best celebrity showing probably.
For sure, man. You could tell the guy like actually was into it.
Yeah.
Like that goes for like I don't care who Bad Money is, but that's pretty cool that like he was like, yeah, I would love to do this.
Yeah, put the work in. Yeah,
put the work in. Bunny Destroyer is the only problem I had. But
everybody does a destroyer these days. That's kind of
it's so cookie cutter now.
But
I've never seen it in WWE though.
Mysterio does it once in a while.
Does he?
Yeah, they don't do it as often. On the indies, that's just like we're gonna do like 3 destroyers and
it's the one move that makes 0 sense.
Yeah.
Especially in New Japan. I watch a lot of New Japan, and just about every damn lightweight over there is going to do it at least once a match.
Yeah.
Because every time it happens, it takes me a minute. I go, oh, that guy didn't just reverse that. That was a move. Whoops.
Towards the end of his run, even Cena busted it out once or twice.
I hated when Cena did it.
Oh, yeah. He did the stunner a lot, too, though.
It looked so awkward. Yeah, Cena did that springboard stunner off the rope.
Yeah.
A lot.
Is it just me, or am I the only one that's just not okay with Kevin Owens using the stunner?
It's kind of lazy. He doesn't need to use it. I mean,
Stone Cold gave him his blessing.
Yeah. If WWE weren't so silly, he could just use his package pile driver. So
yeah, I love that move. That's much better.
Do you like the power bomb that he does? Anybody? What is it called? What kind of power bomb?
Pop-up power bomb.
Pop-up power bomb.
Oh yeah, I liked it. All right.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
I want to see more power bombs, dude. There for a while, everybody's finisher was a power bomb. Jackknife, Razor's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Jake thinks the destroyer. At least the destroyer looks cool. He says so. I think the Spanish fly is cooler to me. But
oh yeah, yeah. You got to see that in the ladder match last night at NXT off the ladder. That was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to get your. I'll let you talk a little bit about NXT when we're done because I haven't seen it and just kind of your overall thoughts. But we'll get to that in a minute. So Bad Bunny pins the Miz off a top rope crossbody for the win.
WWE champ last month, by the way.
It was a more fun match than I thought it would be. So give him that.
Yeah, Miz is the guy to take that pin. I mean, he's basically an upper level comedy act. I mean, he just is.
It's too bad too because I love his gimmick. I think he plays a heel so well.
No, he's very good heel. Absolutely.
I distinctly remember hating him.
Yeah,
and just
that's how you know he's doing his job.
No, not even that. Like it was it was X-Pac heat for a long time, and then it just kind of circled back around to like, he's all right.
That's kind of like Baron Corbin for me. Like,
no, I just flat out don't like Baron Corbin.
He's just not going to have a 5-star match. I mean, that's the thing. He's a very good heel, and he's a lot better than he gets credit for. But he's not going to have that WrestleMania classic.
So no cinematic matches this time, huh?
No, thank God, because that would be stupid. First time fans are back. I don't know why you record something.
So the main event, we started up the show early, so I'll let Jonathan, if you saw some of it, Dan, you guys can take it. I didn't catch it, so kind of how it went.
She did the hair spot, which is always kind of cool to hair whip. If you look, Sasha had a massive welt on her side, like she ripped her open. I thought it was a great match. I think they delivered. It could have gone a little longer actually with these two. And maybe it did. I don't know. It felt like, oh, I could use a little more of this. They're actually doing really good. I might have made Bianca wait a little bit longer to actually get the belt, but I have no complaints. I think they delivered. I'd still go with Cesaro and Seth for my favorite match of the night, but that was probably a close second.
I like Bianca Belair. I liked her since NXT. I thought her gimmick was flashy, and she pulled it off pretty well, and she wasn't a shitty wrestler. So.
Oh no, she's very good. Yeah.
I watched it in the corner here while we were going, and I didn't have any complaints about it, but I still have a problem with that going on last over the world title.
I think they wanted to, and this made the booking a little predictable, but fans back first time, I think the attitude was we need to have it end on a high note with the face going over.
Yeah.
In fact, when they announced Drew and Lashley were going first, I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't going to, the betting money was on Drew retaining, and I was like, I think they're flipping this now.
We talked about this earlier too, like, why can they not concurrently have two championships that mean something?
That's just bad booking. Every title can mean something. It's not hard. You have to have real teams. You can't just, like, the women's tag titles are jokes. It's just like, who's not doing something at the top of the card? Oh, you're the two top ones not in the title picture, so we'll just make you a team and give you the tag belts. Yeah. It's dumb. When the Iconics had it, say what you will, they were a team. They felt like a real team. Not the best in ring, but they had great character work and they were a real team.
I like their character work.
I feel like we're still at the infancy of making women's wrestling work on a large scale, and they're just still trying to figure it out.
They're getting there. There's a lot of talent. There's more talent. Well, in NXT, there's a lot of great female talent. I think they need to start phasing out the girls that, like a Lana, who's improved, but she's never going to be somebody that's going to have like a great match. They have enough in NXT right now that you could have from the bottom of the women's card to the top, you could have great matches. Mm-hmm. There is plenty. And I think, Tessa Blanchard, I'm sure, will be coming in soon, and she's going to be big.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, she can go 30 minutes easy with a Sasha or a Charlotte and have a Mania level match. The good thing about Bianca is I do put her up there with the girls like Sasha and Bailey, who can actually have a legit main event, not just a main event like, oh, well, I guess we got to give one to the ladies.
Right.
They can actually have a match on par with most of the men.
You guys want to hop in here real quick? And I got to go ahead and take off, but it's been fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
All right.
Absolutely.
Take care, man.
Yeah. The one thing too is, they're starting to be able to prove that they can have a main event match without having a draw like Ronda Rousey or someone in it as well. So,
yeah.
So that was night one. Do you have like a grade for night one, Dan?
I won't hold the weather against them because that was a little awkward at the beginning.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? That's just the risk. I think it's only ever really rained one other time for an outdoor show, and it didn't really affect anything. So setting that aside, I would give night one a B- if I were to do a letter grade.
I was going to go C plus. I told Jonathan, I thought, we had fans back. We're back at WrestleMania in a big arena, but there still felt like there was something missing. I don't know if it was just the build to the matches itself or what it was, but
Oh, it's
Still felt like there
right.
was something missing. So I'll go C on it. So, matches are solid across the board, but
yeah.
What's missing for me in WWE lately is just interest.
Yeah,
that's true. For sure.
The turmoil was all that wasted my time. That was the only thing where I was like, okay, it's heel versus heels, and they're heels that two heels that I don't even care about. So
right.
I don't know. That tomorrow, I'm like, you might as well just do that on the kickoff.
Yeah. So matches for tomorrow night. We'll run down these real quick. We got Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. The Fiend with Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton.
Never seen that before.
Yeah. Now, to me, that match needs to be like a 5-minute squash. Like, the Fiend needs to kill Randy Orton in that match.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Coming back with that new look and everything.
I haven't seen the new look. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I think it's cool. Big E versus Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight for the Intercontinental Championship.
Apparently nobody knows. Apparently even at TV last week they couldn't explain to them what it was going to be. So we'll see.
Sounds like a skit on Late Night Live with Hayden Cornelius. Actually,
why do I want to be a part of it?
I don't know.
I'll tell you though, I like Apollo's new character. I'm hoping he has finally found something. He's always had the in-ring. He's just not been compelling otherwise. So
he's always been a massive talent. It's just he hasn't had that good storyline, good gimmick.
Yeah. So I actually hope he goes over there. I think he needs to maybe get Big E into the main event scene after that.
Right. Once again, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, this time with Logan Paul in a singles match. I hope Logan Paul gets decked somewhere in that.
I think he's going to punch Sammy. They're going to make him like a baby face so he looks good, which is if he went through a table or something, okay, that's entertaining. I love Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'd much rather Logan Paul not be here, but I'll say this. I know who he is, which means he must be a big deal to some people. I had no idea who Bad Bunny was.
Yeah, me neither. I'm a mark for both Sammy and Kevin, so I'm sure I'll enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
They'll have a great match. United States Championship match between Riddle and Sheamus.
That'll actually be a great match. I just wish I hadn't seen it 7 times on TV in the last couple months.
Riddle impresses me, man, especially when he mixes it up with AJ Styles. They have some great matches.
He has great matches, but that character is just, I don't know. Doesn't do much for me.
I don't think he does much for anybody.
Yeah.
He needs to dial back the goofiness a little bit. I mean, he can still do his shtick, but just, I don't know. I don't need him like a clown on a tricycle every week.
I mean, what he needs to do is he needs to like have his little clown persona, but then he, like you said, he flips that switch and goes into, hey, I'm also a guy from MMA and I'll tear you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Sheamus has been awesome lately in the ring. So, I mean, he's been losing a lot of matches, but that could be one to watch. That could end up being a really excellent match.
Yeah. Logan Paul is over, baby, says Christian Hanhor. Christian, was Logan Paul the dude that came to your door that time? You said someone from YouTube like that did, I think. We'll have to wait for that comment. But Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler with Reginald will defend their women's tag team championship against Natalya and Tamina, who won the tag team turmoil tonight.
I don't give a shit. I mean, Natalya and Tamina are heels. Nia and Shayna have been presented as I mean, I don't get it at all. It's must be just doing a favor for Natalya and Tamina, and that's not good booking.
I feel like this whole thing is just a waste of Shayna Baszler because she's so good on her own, and she pulls off that badass chick persona really well. So just keep her by herself, man. Keep her destroying people.
Yeah, honestly, have them drop the belts. I mean, I could care less about Natalya and Tamina. Have them drop the belts and have Shayna just explode and kick the shit out of Nia. That's the best way to. That's the best way to go about that. But what dumb booking.
You're definitely right, Jake. Vince does like that stupid bullshit. So, Christian, yes, Logan Paul did come to his door. He was very kind, not what you see on camera. So,
that he literally came to his door. I thought there was a joke I'm missing here.
No, he told us that one night. Something about that. So, that's kind of cool. And the main event tomorrow night, Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defends. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. I should mention Paul. I don't want to leave Paul out. Defends against Edge and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match, which I'm excited about that one.
Explain to me how that ended up being a triple threat, because I don't know how Bryan got in it.
Well, he was on TV more, and he had been feuding with Reigns. They set it up at the last pay-per-view where Roman tapped out, but the ref didn't see it, so that's how he got inserted into it.
I gotta pop someone in real quick here. It's steak sauce. What's up?
What's up?
So do you see who do you see coming out on top in that match? Probably Edge, if they want to give him his moment, or I would prefer Daniel Bryan, honestly.
I'd kind of like to see Roman keep it, honestly. But
I do love this new Roman character.
He's going to lose it and get it back almost immediately. I'm not 100% sure if they'll put it on Edge or Daniel Bryan, but it's a triple threat, so Roman doesn't take the pin. That's the main reason.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Steak, you're in a little late. What was your overall thoughts on the show tonight?
What show?
That Impact.
Cool.
It was kind of at times on the level of Impact, I thought. But
yeah, no. Honestly, I liked it a lot. I've learned to really just put my expectations in the fucking basement. So, but they fucking, they blew the expectations away, and I had a lot of fun. The only thing that I really didn't like was the result of that tag team turmoil.
Yeah.
Why?
A favor.
That's it. That is 100%. And so they could fucking put the two Samoan no talents fucking face to face again. Wow, we haven't seen that at every fucking Royal Rumble over the last 3 years. Give me a fucking break. But
I actually thought the Riot Squad looked pretty good in that match.
They look great. They're like the only fucking real team.
Yeah.
They have tandem offense, essentially a finisher, and that kind of face breaker senton thing that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I had not seen anyone do that before, so a little innovative as far as that goes too. So
yeah,
they absolutely should have won. It's foolish if they didn't. Saving them, Lana and Naomi should have won.
Yeah,
to kind of fully wrap up that stupid fucking Lana through the table storyline. But
yeah, it is what it is.
Other than that, Cesaro and Rollins were, pretty much untouchable. But Bianca and Sasha, that is the best women's main event ever, hands down. It blows the triple threat from the 35 away. In my opinion, anyway.
It was really good. there have been some real classics in NXT, but it was really good.
That fucking noise when she whipped her with the hair at the end in the finish there. Yo.
Did you see her rib cage? And
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and check it out for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that hair spot.
Probably in the morning, actually.
Before we wrap up night one here, do you guys have a favorite overall WrestleMania?
Ooh, that's tough.
17.
I won't.
X7.
Yeah, that was a good one. I won't say that it was the best WrestleMania, but as a kid, 12 HBK taking the belt off Brett was a big deal for me. In recent memory, I would say Daniel Bryan getting the belt. Last time the booking was just fantastic, even though some of it was by accident.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
For me, I'd have to say 30 since it was the first one I got to go to. Plus, Taker's streak losing and Daniel Bryan getting the belt at the same time was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, well, that was a shock for sure. One of the most genuinely shocking things of the last 20 years.
Yeah, but I'm not willing to give them the credit for that. That's our doing. More or less, and fucking Daniel Bryan's just, charisma. Like maybe he's not the best fucking talker, but he's not bad by any stretch, and he's got it. To fuck us around for that long, it's not. Oh, it's long-term storytelling. No, it's not, stupid.
It's wasting fucking talent. What it's
right. Wasting talent, wasting time.
No, the plan was just to do him and Triple H. Randy Orton and Batista were gonna be the main event. It just blew up in their face.
But I mean, that's the one thing about Triple H. Like I like what he's done. I don't hold nearly as much against him for his that 02 to 04 run as a lot of people do. But to think that he's some big fucking deal come Mania time, like, oh, it's a big deal. You get to face me. Fuck off, stupid.
I always had this like fantasy booking thing when it comes to WrestleMania 30. I think I told Steak this one night. They were going to end the streak with Undertaker. Daniel Bryan, they should have forced him to try to defeat the streak to get into the title match. That was my thought.
Yeah, there
would have been a lot more question whether he could do that than beat Triple H.
Yeah, I mean, you with that fan base of Triple H had just beat Daniel Bryan that night, there would not have been any more of that show.
Yeah,
it would have been fun to watch, but yeah,
sure.
I know Lawrence is still bitter about them putting Triple H over Sting whenever they had their big match that time.
Yeah,
it's like, why?
Shouldn't have even been in that match. So.
Yeah.
His most questionable was beating Booker T after turning it into a race angle, which was really strange.
Waiting 20 minutes after the pedigree to pin him.
Yeah. And CM Punk, when he beat Punk that just killed his momentum.
Yeah.
And I get the anger that Punk had because it made no sense. He was part-time at that point, and to take a pin at that, why? It did nothing. No reason.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. But we'll be back for night 2 tomorrow night.
Yes.
Go through these other matches. Hopefully some good ones in there. I want to go through our give some love to our patrons here, our Campfire Companions, our executive producers at the $5 tier, Slaughterport, Steak Sauce, who's here with us, and Adrian Kittredge. Our $3 tier Bait Boosters, Dan is here with us. Christian was in the chat, Lance Lust. And our Microwave Minions has actually grown today. We added Jess Graham to that list. So thank you all for your support of this channel. And if you want to be a patron, you can go to patreon.com/Smores Indoors. And for our $3 and $5 patrons coming Wednesday, Steak Sauce will get to relive the bomb. So check him out on the Hot Sauce and Horror Show. So
still sitting right here too. Fucking terrifying.
Well, any other final thoughts, guys, before we end this one?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I do agree about Orton and Fiend being kept short, especially just being a wrestling match. Because Orton's just, there's TV fatigue. He's coming on like 19 years, I think, on TV nonstop, and just don't go along with it.
Yeah. I don't necessarily, I don't know, because I don't watch it. But You know, Randy Orton's always been one of my guys. So but this Fiend character, they screwed it up. So I'll still agree with you because I don't want to see any more of it. Also, all night two guys have fucking huge shoes to fill.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I'll be at work until it's mostly over, so I'll have to jump back in and just get the results read to me again and hear what I should watch and shouldn't.
What you got coming up, Steak, on Off the Grill?
Whatever.
Dan, how about Flesh Wound Features?
We're Flesh Wound Features on YouTube. We've got a Vinegar Syndrome show coming up, and we got a lot. We've got a really busy April, so stay tuned.
Awesome. Greg, how about Slickercast? You guys got some stuff coming soon?
Probably got a new episode coming Tuesday. Still trying to work out the kinks of doing our hot to hottest wing challenge with the local restaurants, but just continuing to pump out episodes, man.
Cool. A little programming note here. Like we said, we'll be back tomorrow night after night 2 of WrestleMania for a recap of that show. And then starting Monday night, we'll be going Monday through Friday with Art Bell episodes for Art Bell Week, celebrating Art's passing, which was 3 years ago on Tuesday. And we will start Monday night with Whitley Strieber and Talking Communion. So,
oh, nice.
Check those shows out as well. And that'll be at 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern for those shows. So at least the first 4 nights. Friday night's up in the air because the football game I have to go to is moved to Saturday. So it'll be 9 o'clock every night Central. So thank God for rescheduling. But until tomorrow night, guys, we'll see you later.